Just a couple quick things. Another good day of practice, another good day of meetings, and got to continue to stack those kind of things together. Questions?
Is Mahomes as good on tape as he is on TV?
Yeah, he does. And I did, even they asked me last year when he was coming out. I did some work on him too, and was very impressed with him, on his tape coming out, and he has done some really, really good things. And on top of his very good abilities, I think he's very well coached. And I think Andy has a very good history of how he helps those guys and how he goes about with the philosophy of how he develops his quarterbacks and stuff. And the fact that they didn't throw him to the wolves too early. And, he had a lot of good practice repetitions and stuff. And then when he did get in there towards the end of the year last year, we even went back and took a look at that game too. Real games and preseason games last year, we've taken a look. He's having a good year. We're going to have to do our job.
You know what happened the last time he and Baker got together on the field?
I have no idea. Are you going to tell me?
1,700 total yards.
Oh, my gosh. I'll have to, I won't say it. Typically, I talk about, cutting my wrist on those kind of things, but setting defense back 1,000 years.
How difficult is it to what is the challenge with a guy with that kind of arm, that kind of release, and then never mind all the speed he has around him?
Really, it goes into, his abilities are good, but it's all the other stuff around him. And I've been on the field over the years with lots of guys with big arms. They could really sling it and fling it. He fits into that protocol, but they've done a good job of surrounding him with peoples that take a short play and turn it into a long play. Take a space play and turn it into a miss for the defense, And Andy's always done a very good job of formation and things to create those open area spots for an athlete to make you miss. We've got to do a good job in space defensively on the plays that they will create.
Greg, speaking of Texas Tech and Oklahoma, we hear and we see these air raid, this college stuff coming to the NFL. As someone who's done this, just in general, maybe not this week, how much of that is really in NFL offenses?
There's a mixture, and I briefly alluded to it yesterday, and Andy, I think, was ahead in our league many years ago. From the time he first went to Kansas City, he was starting to do that with the people he had there, with Alex. He was already doing some of this stuff there. I don't know if you know the name of Chris Alt, who he brought in there that was doing this and really invented a lot of the stuff that was going on that spread in the last 15 years in college football. He was in there on that staff. So Andy's been doing this for quite a while, and it wasn't just because of Patrick. Alex, they were doing it with Alex too. So it's not foreign to them. There's a few things that are designed just strictly for Patrick, and that kind of stuff. There's a few things that way that maybe he copied and pasted and brought from Texas Tech to do it a few more times, but he's been doing it.
Now that you're in the seat, do you want to see changes in the offense?
What I want to see is that for us to, as a team, and it's not just one particular area, and I say that, Tony, in that we all have to be on the same page on how we blend things together, okay, and keep the game together. When the offense separates the score defensively, it changes on what we have to do. When it's a tight, close, tough game, it changes things for the offense of what we're doing too. The special teams from a field position battle and a field position providing field position. All that stuff has to work together. So in all honesty, we all got to play better. Every single phase of our team and play a team game.
It's been 2 days, only 2 days, but how do you see Freddie in that new role? And
how do I see what?
Freddie Kitchens in that new role, and can we expect, I know Tony just referred to it, but can we expect significant, whether it's personnel?
He's done great. What I say is this, and you'll be off and running with this too when I say it, but calling plays ain't that hard. Executing plays is hard, okay? We're calling what we've been practicing. Getting practice saying the play and going on through it, all that stuff, the difficult part is executing. So he's been a part of that his whole life. He's a former quarterback too. It's not that hard. Executing is hard. Transitioning it is hard to the environment that you're in, be it weather, be it imposing competition because a guy is physically more dominant than you. All those things have to mix into the play calling part of it, and it's been good. And I think, the players have really practiced well on that side of the ball. They're paying attention to him, and it's been pretty fun.
Is there still time to take a few pages out of the Oklahoma playbook for Baker and incorporate them this season?
They're already here. They're already here, and it was here for Tyrod. It was here. I mean, we were already doing those things, so it is what it is. Yep.
The crucial situations that come about offensively in a game, go for it, kick, whatever. Those you're going to make those.
We'll be in it together, and there was a big part of practice today about that. Yeah, and we'll all be in it together on that. And I even have some more specific reporting things that are going to be going on, and some specific meetings tomorrow about that. Yes. And we'll be looking to do everything we can to extend plays, extend series, defend series. And again, that will come. It won't just be from one side of the ball. It will become from all three phases, yes.
One more.
Say
How
it
do you
again.
slow up Kareem Hunt?
I'm sorry again.
Kareem Hunt? How do you slow him down?
He's a really good football player. And, we see, and several of us that have been together on the defensive staff for several years. There's a few of us that we've been together for quite a while. And we see some similarities there of, and I'll go ahead and smile again when I say that, he does some Marshawn Lynch things when Marshawn was at Buffalo, really young in his career. And so we see some of the similarities there on how not only is he a good space player, and I think he's improved each year that he's been in the league with Andy and those guys, he's improved his pass part of the game too. But his run awareness and his open field type stuff, he's a powerful young man, and we're going to have to do a good job tackling him in space. And we've dedicated quite a bit of what we're doing in practice to those areas that we see him being elite right now. And I can say the word elite. He's a very good tackle breaker.
You got Higgins and Gaines back this week. Do you expect those guys to be good to go?
We'll see, and it's a day-by-day process on that. And one of the things that we are, and myself being included, is we are alert to seeing how they do day by day. But just because they're back today doesn't mean until we get to Sunday. We have to see that progress in them, and they're passing the steps that we've set up for them. Each day is a step, so we'll see.
Go ahead.
We're seeing, a big picture question for you, we're seeing the highest scoring NFL season on record. It seems like teams are responding in very different ways. The defensive coordinators that blitzed a lot to begin with seem to be blitzing more. The defensive coordinators that were more conservative seem to be blitzing even less than they did last year.
How am I doing? What am I doing?
Last I saw, you were like 41%.
Yep.
But do you see that?
Yeah, I'm going to say, pa-ching, that was right. That's exactly what they told me upstairs. Could I have a report that they give to me every week on that? Yeah.
Do you see that as a response to some of the rule changes? And why is it that some guys are pulling back and other coaches are
I would
more...
say this. An easy way for me to answer that would be yes, yes, and yes. And there are rule changes that are going involved with that. There are concept changes that are going on with that, with how people are, opening up a little bit. The league is wanting as many points as possible, and how defenses, no matter where you're at, if you can't one-on-one and not pressure as much and affect the timing that's going on in the quarterback's head, then you got to bring another one, or you got to bring another one, or you got to bring another one, so that the quarterback's blocking somebody that's not blocked. So that's how you affect the timing of a play. And a lot of people, that's been kind of in my background of how I learned defense back from Buddy Ryan and George Allen and all the people, Dick LeBeau and the other people that have been on staffs with me that I've had a chance to learn from. That's starting to do more in the league that way. I'm starting to see other people copy that, yes.
I
I can ask you this because I'm in the back row. You can't reach me.
Okay, I can get up though.
It's a local crowd too. Can you assure us the 4 jobs you said yesterday were gimmies were in fact NFL jobs?
Here's the deal, and I probably never should have said that because I put other people on the spot, but those things were easy for me, to do because if it's not right, it's not right, okay? And I just chose not to do that. I chose to keep on doing what I'm doing it, and got a raise every time I stayed where I stayed. Okay, so it just is what it is.
Greg, Duke Johnson, what's your opinion of his usage so far, and would you like to see him more involved?
We've talked about that as a staff, and again, and I push that to Freddie on how he's going to go about doing that, but we've talked about it, and that's with everybody. Guys in the special teams, guys on defense, guys on offense, and I've been real impressed with how they've been practicing and the things they've been doing.